Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. This time, I don't think we have much left to do, except, basically the end game. Go to the island, stuff like that. We can ask, around if we work for La Puta Madre. Again, that's checking the island. That one is not going to happen, and that's going to the island. So we can ask around about La Puta Madre and go to the island. I feel like going to the island is probably going to lead to the end of the game. So I'm gonna ask around first. The two other cops down there have not really, been particularly useful. They haven't really given us any information, so maybe they're here for that. So I'm gonna ask them real quick. Oh, they're not here. Oh. Wonderful. Oh wait, Titus Hardy is here. I thought he was in a hospital. Let's talk to him.
Seeing you approach, the bruised man raises his bear in welcome.
Crazy motherfucker. Didn't think you had that fury in you. But I guess I've misjudged a lot of people lately.
Well,
That was one hell of a shot. Hell of a shot. The fucks did not expect that.
they certainly didn't. He looks at you with unmistakable respect.
I guess what I'm trying to say here is, thank you for intervening, fellas. That was mighty brave of you.
He extends his hand.
His hand is covered in bruises and half plastered. Still, this hulking lump of man is glad to be alive. This is big. It's as big of a thank you as Titus Hardy can muster under any circumstances.
Okay, we could shake his hand or not shake his hand. Okay, shake it. No need to thank me, just doing my job. I superstarred the shit out of that. Shake his hand, nod in silence. Don't shake. Look, I need to talk to you. Or actually, I came to say goodbye. I'm gonna do the nod in silence.
Now, how can I help you?
I'm sorry about the people you lost.
Theo was old. I think he'd be pretty happy with the way he went. Never could imagine him withering away on a sickbed. But Angus, he was just a stupid kid. Didn't realize the mess he'd gotten into. Trusted me. Still, the balls on that kid. Went down fighting for someone else's shit like a fat, angry bear. And Glenn was my friend. Best I've ever had. I'd love that crazy homo like my own brother. We're all fucked without him. But what do you do? This job is shit.
Hold on, what about that Shanky fella? They were good people, I'm sorry it went like that. We are born into this world to die, it seems. Maybe there's redemption in that. At least it ends one day. Or, this is getting dark, let's talk about happy stuff. What about Shanky?
Dennis, you saw him run. He's a mean little shit and I never trusted him. He'd better run real fast now. Real fast.
Titus makes no attempt to hide his disgust. Grief-stricken anger boils in him.
They were good people, I'm sorry it went like that.
Well, yeah. Memento mori. Right.
Yeah.
Memento mori, or remember that you must die, is a slogan various religious orders have thrown around since the dawn of mankind to emphasize the vanity of earthly life and the transient nature of all earthly pursuits. In essence, it means one should live virtuously in this life to live better in the afterlife.
I'm not sure that really applies here. Yeah, totally. What does that mean? Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. Today, I'm going to get drunk, eat good food, and bed a good-looking girl. Cause tomorrow, a motor carriage might run me over.
Or you might die of a heart failure or syphilis.
Hey, fuck you for ruining a beautiful idea.
What's going to happen to the Hardy Boys now?
First, We're gonna find Dennis.
I'm going to find Dennis. I'm going to find him, and then I'm going to kill him.
The tone of the statement is so matter-of-fact. It's as though he were talking about picking up a morning newspaper on his daily walk around the block.
That's not going to bring back anyone.
We're hunting that rat down. Let it be known what happens to cowards. And then...
He thinks for a moment.
I guess I'll take a closer look at our union members. There's bound to be some ambitious fellows there who'd love nothing more than advancing social democracy by busting some heads.
Might even ask Tibbs if he's tired of replacing windows, and maybe wants to have some fun with his brother. Anyway, don't you worry. As long as Titus Hardy's standing, there will be Hardy boys.
Do you know what happened to Klaasje?
Don't know? Don't care. I'll be glad if I never see that fucking woman again.
Titus, after all we've been through, level with me. You really liked her, didn't you?
Nope.
He did.
Okay, got it.
He nods and takes another sip of whiskey.
Any idea what I should do now?
Judging by the sight of you, I'd suggest crawling into bed with a bottle of whiskey in one hand and a big tit in the other.
Yeah, go pay Monica a visit in Janrock. She's got a knack for making men forget about their worries. Biggest pair of milkers in all Rebacho.
Hell, you both look like you could use some feminine company right now.
Thank you for your advice, Eugene, and you too, Alain. I do always appreciate a good use of the expression milkers.
It sincerely amuses him how hard these guys typecast themselves.
You're welcome, Bina Claude. You're all right in my book.
So long, fellows. Be good so I don't have to come back here again.
Take care, coppers. You two look after yourselves now. Death passed on you today, but men don't get that lucky twice.
No, that's probably
Copo
true.
Loco. And normal cop, I guess. Good luck in Shamrock. Scars made the best tattoos, they say.
Thanks for getting involved, guys. Not a lot of cops would step into that line of fire, but you did.
And if you ever feel like the uniform is holding you back, I've got a few vacancies. You'd make one hardy boy, copper.
And Titus Hardy himself would make a good officer. That man was born to lead.
The RCM could really use a man like you, Titus. Think about it.
I will, Capo. That's a promise. Now scoot, 'cause the Hardy boys got some mourning and drinking to do.
Take it easy on the drink. The danger has not passed. This town needs you on your feet.
Good point, Bino Claude. We'll keep the vol under 12% tonight.
Good choice. So, yeah, nobody... I mean, the two other cops aren't here right now, which is strange. I don't know if I can get to the bottom of whether or not I'm in the pocket of La Puta Madre. But hey, maybe this guy has something to say still?
Hi again, Gendarme.
No new dialogue
Bye-bye,
here.
Gendarme.
Goodbye. You just have some dialogue pop up over your head, right? You don't even have full conversations. It's all about money, you know? Yeah. Okay. Let's see, is there anything outside? Okay, I don't speak French, sorry. I'm gonna have to inspect that.
The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. This was Cindy the Skull.
Looks like Cindy the Skull finally found the words for her masterpiece. I smell heavy fuel oil. Let's go with the first one first.
The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil with his finger.
Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday.
I smell heavy fuel oil.
And blood. Some of it is even yours.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable?
Yeah, sure, let's do it. Step back, Lieutenant.
The fuel oil catches fire immediately with an ominous hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the letters. Black smoke rises from the burning message.
Disco Elysium, you've been policed, Martinez. God, I'm on my way. Or say nothing and stare grimly into the flames. I'm just gonna say Disco Elysium.
The lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flames and nods silently. Then the fire falters.
Let's go to that island.
Yes.
Slowly, the flames subside, the fuel burning out. The air still smells of mazout and springtime.
Alrighty then. I think before we go to the island, I'm gonna talk to Cindy the Skull first. I think that seems reasonable. Maybe she has something to say about the whole thing. I mean, after all, she definitely knows what happened. Otherwise, she wouldn't have done that graffito. Can we inspect that again? I'm not giving up on that quite yet.
Just an ordinary wall.
It's locked.
Nothing to see here.
Alright. So we need... Okay, we're very close to another skill point. That was conceptualization, right?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing
Yes.
to see here.
Now, come on now. Come on now. I need to get the concept behind this. Why is it... Wait, can I... Why couldn't I
Just
reattempt
an
it?
ordinary wall.
Oh, there it is.
Nothing to see here.
Still just even. Okay, I'm gonna talk to Cindy the Skull first. Maybe there's something she can tell us. Oh, she's not here? Cindy isn't here? That's unfortunate. Do you have anything to say?
Give me a moment.
Okay. Nothing new. Is Cindy up there somewhere? Or is it like really endgame time now and all the other people have run off? Cindy isn't in her room? Alright. Then I'm gonna give that conceptualization check one more shot. And then we're off to the island, I suppose. Guess we won't find out if we're in La Puta Madre's pocket.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Let's give it a shot. There has to be something.
Because
There we go.
you see it. Finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows. The colors.
Let the conceptual joy flow into your pupils and blossom into thoughts in your brain.
All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God.
More.
Oh, wall father.
Kim, I must paint this wall, add even more beauty to it.
Huh?
He sounds tired of it all.
That's okay.
You already have the heavy fuel oil to use as paint. It's red. And Cindy the Skull has a paintbrush. This is on.
First, I know you're tired, Kim, but take another look at this wall. Draw nourishment from its beauty. I already have the paint, I just need to get a paintbrush from Cindy the Skull. Let's go with the first one first.
Sure.
The lieutenant looks up at the wall reluctantly, then back at you. I already have the paint, I just need to get a paintbrush from Cindy the Skull.
If you must.
Okay. Can we get a paintbrush from up there somehow? Like, Cindy isn't there anymore, but we could find one if she has one lying around. If not, that would be a real shame, but Let's see. Is there a paintbrush somewhere here? Maybe in here? Not in here. Maybe in the room where the communists usually are? I mean, we know where the keys are. Let's go in here. Are there... There's no paintbrushes just lying around? Oh, that's a shame. That's a crying shame. So nothing to click here. But there's a paintbrush here. Can't I just pick that up? That's a shame. So that quest line is gonna remain unfulfilled. There's a paintbrush up there. I can even see it, but I can't pick it up. Damn. So I guess that's not happening. Yeah, that's not happening. Shame. Real crying shame, that. Nothing up here at all. Cindy is gone. I don't know where she is. Wait, do I have... I'm gonna equip the flashlight for now. Can I find something maybe with it equipped? I mean, it does help us find stuff after all. No. Doesn't help. Doesn't help. Okay. And up there it doesn't help either, I suppose. I'm gonna give it a look. No. Crying shame, but that's okay. At least it's just a side quest. Yeah, no paintbrush for me to find at this point, I think. So I'd say it's time to run towards the fishing village, grab a boat, and head over to the island. And I'll see you there. Okay, so I quickly googled, because, I mean, I don't speak French, but I found that interesting, and apparently that means one day I will return to your side. Just so it's in the video and recorded. Okay, so I'll see you when we have a boat, or I'll see you there at the fishing village. Wait, maybe we can ask a precinct. We could maybe ask the precinct about La Puta Madre.
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Yeah.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Precinct 57, we've been attacked. I repeat, Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi and...
Something is wrong. Only static hisses through the speaker.
Hello?
No reply. Only the mindless drone of static crawling through the air.
It's been this way for a while now. My guess is the Union is listening in on our conversations and jamming outward communications to protect themselves from Crenel. It only happens when someone mentions the attack. The rest is unaffected. Our best bet is to carry on like nothing happened. That is, if we don't want us cut off the grid completely.
Isn't that dangerous?
No more dangerous than stepping between 3 armed mercenaries and 8 Union men, I hope.
He glances over his shoulder.
I don't like it either, but that's the way it is. The street seems safe enough to me. If anything, taking out the mercs made things calmer. For now.
He flicks off the radio. Silence.
You can try calling again. Just don't mention the tribunal. And remember, they are listening in.
They're shutting you up, silencing you. Don't fucking drop your guard. Everything sounds okay. No drumbeat of total war yet. If anything, everything sounds too okay. In the cabin, you see a set.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Alice, please connect me to the 41st again.
Just a moment, officer.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
Jules, I've heard that some people think of me as a La Puta Madre peony. Do you think I'm corrupted?
10-4, sir. Well, there's been some talk, sir.
He finally says reluctantly, some talk? What does that even mean? There's been some. What does that even mean? There's been some talk. Do they think I'm corrupt or not? Does it mean people know that I am a dirty cop? Because I am. I'm the dirtiest, most dangerous cop in Revachol. My reputation precedes me. Or I want to know that I would. I want you to know that I would never ever do anything like that. I'm not taking bribes, Jules. Some talk. I'm gonna go with
I
the
only
first one.
meant that there's been some talk in the station, that's all. But there are always some talk in the station. You know how officers in Jamrock are.
I don't honestly.
But then again, some of us truly are on the take. It's unfortunate. Over.
Okay, so we got that done at least. Okay, that one's completed. That one's completed. That one's completed. Wonderful. So at least we have that. We have that done. 10-10. Over.
Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Let's close the door. And this time for real, I'll see you in the fishing village. Alright, so I didn't entirely lie, but first we're gonna get one last story from Idiot Doom Spiral.
Man, you're like bleeding now. Reality's really messed you up.
Found another batch of alcohol. Can you tell me the third story now?
Of course. Drink first, story later.
Alright, here, I've got a potent Pilsner.
Not much, but it will do.
He grabs the bottle from your hand and uncorks it immediately.
This last one is the most Martinet story I've ever heard.
He takes an almost comically long swig, thus fortified he continues.
I've never heard it mentioned outside of here. At first, I thought it was a joke, to be honest. But I've been on the coast 8, 9 months now, and in that time I've seen at least 3 expeditions come through, searching for something.
A shovel hits the sand somewhere behind the reeds, near an abandoned construction yard. The young men look over their shoulders suspiciously. The sound of their digging seems loud in the sudden silence.
Cryptids?
Magic animals? No, man, this is serious stuff.
Okay, what kind? Your lost keys. Sure.
Hey! Fuck you, Tequila.
He says, his voice level, a place to call home?
No, Tequila. Most people already know where they live. It's guys like you and me that are the exceptions.
Okay, what kind of expedition?
All kinds. I've seen archaeologists, gangsters, even a bunch of ad agency types. I'm telling you, Tequila, this thing's got a pull on certain kinds of people.
Wait, what do you mean certain kinds of people? Yeah, let's ask that.
You know, obsessive types. People with predilections.
What exactly are we talking about here?
Some of those expeditions come back after a week or so, looking haggard and dejected. Others don't return at all. The first time I saw one of these expeditions, I thought they were fucking with me. There was no way it could be true. It was just too high concept, even for me.
Wait, there's no way. It can't be. Or can it?
I'm not even sure I should be telling you this story, to be perfectly honest. You're in a fragile state, and it might be too much for you to handle.
Oh, I can handle it.
Okay, fine, I'll tell you. But I'm warning you, it's pretty out there. Our story begins at a legendary design studio, right here in Martinez. There was this designer. His exact name is lost to history, but in life, he was a legend. Made it big in Aranya, where he did some real pioneering work on grotesque and sans serif typography. A fucking genius, man. That is, if he even existed. Who knows? It's an urban legend, after all.
He existed, all right. You feel it deep within your basal ganglia. He was as real as you are.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about...
Anyway, sometime later he started his own personal studio here in Martinez. And that's when he started working on some really wild stuff. I'm talking some glass-smooth, forward-looking design language The kind of thing that would totally overthrow the old regime, design-wise.
A paradigm-shattering revolutionary?
But then, something turned. You see, it's widely known that nose candy and pioneer graphic design work go hand in hand.
So he was coked up, okay. Let's ask anyways. Wait, nose candy?
You know tequila, nose candy, the white railroad, party powder.
The kids on the streets also call it Snow Day.
Or Emalan gold. For the plateau on which most of the world's supply is grown and harvested, typically by slave labor.
I see.
Sinus salt, the white knight.
Can't see, for its popularity among the aristocratic class of the prior century.
Along with a number of more banal street names. Blow, of course, but also flake, powder, pearl. Really, anything that's white will work. He's talking about cocaine.
Oh, you mean cocaine.
Shit, yeah, tequila. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
He gives you a camaraderie bump on the shoulder as a couple millimeters of booze slosh out of his bottle. So what happened to him?
You've got to understand, the work this guy was doing was so high concept that regular amounts of cocaine just weren't cutting it. By the end, they were bringing it in by the lorry load. Now, as you might imagine, snorting that much cocaine can't be healthy for a regular human, right?
Yeah, that tracks.
Right. Wrong. Do it all the time.
All the time?
All day, baby.
Sure.
Hey, tequila, pay attention. The story goes that one day he was balls deep in work on what he thought would be his pièce de résistance, an advert so minimal it contained neither text nor images, just pure white. Apparently the idea was too high concept even for this genius. He dropped dead right at his desk before he could finish. His last words are recorded to have been, "It's as white as a blizzard of cocaine."
What a loss for the world of design. What a stupid fucking idea, or say nothing. I'm just gonna let him continue.
But the story doesn't end there. Supposedly, when they performed the autopsy, the coroner discovered nearly a quarter kilo of coke jammed into his nasal cavity.
That sounds about right.
That's almost certainly anatomically impossible.
Yeah.
Wrong again, nerd. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Thank you for that electrochemistry.
That's right. 250 grams of blow had accumulated in there over the years. We're talking high-grade Saramaritsian pure. Not that cut-rate shit your grandma does. There are those who believe the designer was buried with this quarter key of nose candy still lodged in his sinuses. That's what those expeditions are looking for.
Really?
The cocaine skull.
The cocaine skull.
The cocaine skull.
Wow, and why do people think the skull is here in Martinez?
Here's the kicker. This designer, this lead designer of a world-famous design studio, was born in Martinez. A local boy, Martin Martinez. That's why he brought his studio here, back to where it all began. And that's why they buried him here, too. Perhaps right under Ab's pipe there.
He points to the pipe.
Or probably further down the coast, or in some yard in Martinez proper. A hidden mausoleum, no one knows exactly.
Okay.
No, my grandma always told me his grave lay somewhere on the islets on the bay.
This is ludicrous and physically impossible. Sinuses can contain that amount of anything.
My only question is, where does one get a shovel?
What do these expeditions plan to do with it? Rosemary said something about islets. What have you learned from the other expeditions? What do these expeditions... No, let's ask that first.
Don't listen to him or his grandma. He's just making things up.
No, my grandma told me. I've heard other people say it too. That it's underwater. Oh no. Maybe it was the storm suit.
Or maybe it's in the air. Or in an ancient state pyramid offshore.
In a pyramid? Now that would be something.
What do these expeditions plan to do with it?
The archaeologists say they want to put it in a museum, the gangsters say they want to sell it on the black market, and the ad agency guys say they're seeking inspiration.
Bullshit. They just want to snort it. But you could beat them to it, Harry. You could snort the magic skull cocaine instead.
Great idea.
I'm pretty sure they all just want to snort it, though.
And why wouldn't they, eh? Sounds like right strong stuff.
What have you learned from the other expeditions?
They're pretty vague about it in general. The gangsters like to claim they're looking for the grave of a friend, with picks and shovels. The archaeologists act all official about it, saying they're conducting serious research. Honestly, I think they're not really scientists, just rich. The junkies, for some reason, are pretty upfront about it. They just say they're looking to snort some blow out of a dead man's nasal cavity.
Honest men on an honest quest. You should join them.
By now, I'd say I know about as much about it as anyone on the coast.
Okay, I'm convinced. Let's go find it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on just a minute. Finding it right now is literally impossible.
How so?
What?
Why?
For one, the way is blocked by that big lorry that says Delta Logistics Company on the side. You definitely have to search the area behind that lorry too, yet it is impassable. And second, outfitting an expedition like that is expensive. It'd have to be a big production to do the cocaine skull justice. You need new gear, people who know what they're doing, all kinds of provisions. It's just not feasible within the economic and temporal frame of our current setup. Matter of fact, unless a bunch of money just falls out of the sky, we might never know what's up with that skull.
Damn.
I have to agree. We barely have what we need to solve the case we've got now. We can't afford to run around chasing after quasi-mythical pieces of drug paraphernalia. Besides, it would look extremely bad for the RCM to be caught up in something that has the word cocaine writ large on it. The PR is tricky on this.
Damn, that's too bad.
Wait. Maybe there's another way. Maybe up around the coast. Don't give up now.
Yeah, well, that's the reality situation for you. Who knows, though? Maybe someday we'll get our chance.
Are there any more stories you can tell?
Not that I can think of, currently.
I guess that makes sense. You have been drinking a lot.
That might be the case, yes.
I'll be seeing you then. Alright. Now we might actually go for the boat, though. Now seems to be the right time. Because we're right here. Let's talk to her real quick. See if she can take us to the islet.